Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to Let's Play Unknown 9 Awakening. We are taking a stroll here, the room behind the bar. Pick up that coin.
Another society coin.
Speaking of, I have some reading to do.
What if we hear? These almost look like commandments.
Haroona, we're coming up on Sintra. Meet me in the bridge.
Okay.
Not sure why you'd want to include me in searching Vincent's office when you barely know me. It's kind of you.
Now I have a ledger and the cargo manifest because of your persuasive kicking foot. Research goes better with two.
Research? That's a funny word for snooping.
Academics have a lot of funny terms for questionable acts, I found. One of my favorites is examination further would be captious beyond the scope of our research.
What does it mean?
Ooh, yikes. My education is part of who I am. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I'm not in academia for a reason. It's tiring, talking to men who are determined to use 10 syllables when 3 will do. It's that impenetrable academic vernacular that creates a barrier to knowledge, instead of disseminating it.
Instead of, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, it means...
I know what it means, don't worry. Can't believe I got you.
Haroona, what's the holdup? You're needed in the bridge.
Gonna be there in a sec.
To hear Luther tell it, you two share a love of knowledge.
It's true. We both want life to open its secrets to us, to understand the warp and weft of the world itself. And I suspect we want it for the same reason. We are missing some pieces.
I describe Luther as a few cards short of a full deck, but I wouldn't say that of you.
I don't mean we're mad. We lost people. Luther won't tell me who he lost, but I can see his hidden empty place of grief. I've had mine long enough. I saw it in you too, you know? Before Luther.
Before Luther told me Reka isn't actually dead, and made my last 4 years of grief a joke.
Yes, I don't envy you the shock, of course, but I do envy you having the chance to speak to your mother again. I'd have done anything for that.
Do you know, Reka isn't my mother, right?
Right. You're going to war against a splinter cell of a secret society to avenge an acquaintance. Sure.
Okay, we could do way more. And that's totally fine, way more conversations here. Although that was a side questy thingy. But I don't want to be held up too long. We have one more conversation here.
Gotta tell you, that Vincent sure knows how to stock a bar.
Okay, he doesn't have much more to tell. Good. Then we went through most of his conversation already in the last episode. That's good. And that is not the... yeah, we need to go back to the middle, actually. But since we are here, we have one more talk.
Hey, you want to get me in trouble? I've got work to do.
Okay.
Haroona to the bridge. Repeat, Haroona to the bridge. You're holding up the whole operation.
Then to the bridge it goes. Wait, that's not the way. That is the way, right? Finally.
If we come in low, along this line, the ridge should hide our approach.
That's a good hike from the Quincy.
Any closer and we risk detection.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Ah, Haroona. I'd like to introduce you to Fortunato, mapmaker extraordinaire and our designated navigator. That tall order over there is our pilot, Astrid. You can thank her for losing our Ascendant friends.
Pleased to meet you.
Piacere.
Good to meet you, Haroona.
We're coming in on Sintra. I'll be heading down to the landing platform in a few.
Okay, that means we can still have a talk.
There you are. Everyone on a ship can have an effect on her course, and the smallest shift in weight can require a course correction. A navigator must know of everyone on board The way the conductor of an orchestra must be aware of every instrument and when they are to play.
All right. And?
So, I wanted to get a look at you. I'm not judging your fashion sense. I just wanted to eyeball your weight. Out of context, I can hear how that sounded awkward.
Hello, Fortunato.
Welcome aboard the Morning Star, Haroona. You'll soon find the crew is the orchestra, and our quest is a symphony. It will be intriguing to see how the notes you bring will add to our harmony.
I'll do my best to stay in tune, Maestro.
Do you enjoy the arts, Haroona? Does a Quaestor have time to do anything as simple and enjoyable as attending the opera, for example?
I admit it's not something I've given much thought. There isn't a lot of time for such things. I saw a moving picture once, in Cairo.
Have you ever heard the Great Caruso?
Is that a piece of chamber music? It doesn't sound familiar.
The Great Caruso is not an it, he is a hymn. The greatest tenor who ever lived.
I'm afraid I don't usually have time to attend the opera. No, that's not true. I never have time to attend the opera.
You must make time. There is no human endeavor as meaningful as music, and no music as purely beautiful, moving, and alive as the opera. And, as luck would have it, Vincent was also a lover of music. Life is a symphony, Haroona. Enjoy the music.
Will do. I enjoy
So,
the
tell
music.
me, Haroona, how are you adapting to your new surroundings?
Well, the Morning Star is certainly impressive. I've never been aboard anything like it.
Her. Anything like her. Our sea may be the sky, but the Morning Star's still a ship, and every inch a lady. Now listen, please. I want to go over some basic rules for passengers on my ship. And make no mistake, you may be a Quaestor, and you may be helping out, but you are not truly part of this crew. Not until I say you are. Understand? Nothing I am about to say is to be taken personally. It is not your fault that when it comes to airships, you are almost certainly inept at best, dangerous at worst.
Why would I take that personally?
First, you never ever touch these controls. You are not qualified. You are not rated. You are not welcome to twist a single knob or even flip one switch unless I tell you to. Second, Mara, my daughter, is old enough to make her own friends. But if I ever learn Mara has forsaken her future to follow you or anyone else around the globe on some ground-pounding wild moose chase, I will stop you.
Trust me, Captain. Asking anyone else to take on this life? I would never. I don't regret my choices, but they were my own. And Captain, you do know it's goose, yes? A wild goose chase?
Not where I come from. The Morning Star is quite special, you know. Most airships all look the same and fly like slugs.
Why is it she different?
It's not just her looks. It's her guts, her keel, her ribs. The overpowered engines, the lightweight frame made of alloys the rest of the world won't know about for decades. And she can really move. We exceeded 110 miles per hour during our escape and sustained it for several minutes before the engines threatened to overheat. That's very fast. Faster than the British Warzeps we flew over China during that Boxer business.
Sorry, British Warzeps?
Zeppelins. Rigid airships, but primitive compared to the Star. Made for war by the British. If not for them, I'd never have met 40. Fortunato. The Royal Sky Navy was in its infancy, and only running secret missions under cover of night. Even the most rigid airship isn't bulletproof. Norway wasn't about to field such a force. So I went where the action was, flying for the Brits alongside an international rogues gallery of pilots from all over Europe. Though I was the only Norwegian, to my knowledge. Fortunato was flying with a reckless Spaniard who got himself killed. Almost took 40 with him. I saw their Zepp go down and coordinated a rescue in the middle of a dogfight. But we got him out. You're not exactly what I expected, Haroona. And that's good, because frankly, I didn't expect much. But if you'll excuse me, this ship won't make port by herself. It was nice meeting you, Haroona.
Yeah. Just same. Now, there were the conversations with those guys, which is totally fine and good. The real question is, where are we heading next, right? Okay, I thought that was a human. Luckily, if anything doesn't go that well, if I don't find anything, we are gonna get called to wherever I need to be. That's a good part. Okay, we did the office part. Nothing new here. Nothing new there. That's good.
What do you want out of all this, Haroona?
You want my biography? Why do you care?
Not a good start.
Fine. My name is Haroona, and I'm here to find my mentor.
Simple, but not untrue. What is the Fold?
You think I don't know what the Fold is? Okay, it's the hidden world, also a crucible. To temper the soul. Path that leads to even deeper mysteries. It's a place I've only skimmed the surface of. You want me to define the Fold with words? I might as well try and sell you the sunset.
You give up too easily. Pride, hubris. Beware the way they twist your own heart against others. Against yourself. Many thousands of years ago, the Nine had been through a few cycles of destruction. They believed they could predict our apocalyptic endings and chaotic rebirths with near-perfect accuracy. Proud had the Nine grown of their power, and indeed, that cycle had been the most prosperous and happy they could remember. And as brilliant as they are, they fell prey to wishful thinking. But they forgot the forces that make mockeries of the powerful. Bad luck, statistical chance, and gravity.
Gravity?
The acoustics here are so peculiar, I swear I could hear an echo. If nothing else, the Nine recorded the disaster as best they could. The object, a meteor the size of a mountain, struck without warning in the northern hemisphere. The planet was in a small ice age at the time. All the ice in the world more or less melted at once. The ocean suddenly had to cope with another ocean's worth of water. The water rose and rose, reducing the number of human survivors even further. In the end, only around 6,000 of us were left in all the world.
A great flood. Almost every culture has
a flood myth. And the most famous one today is that fellow with the boat and the animals. But there were many others. But what no one but the Nine remember is the earlier floods. This was merely the first.
Why didn't they do something afterwards?
They did. If not for the Nine, humanity could have gone extinct. But in their zeal to save us, the next cycle would suffer terrible events. Disease, famine, war. The signs of a cycle rotten at the core. And it prevented them from seeing other mistakes that were adding up. The potential of the cycle was utterly consumed with selfish corruption. And the next cycle? Well, that one had some really good food, but also quite a bit of corruption. We've spoken enough for the moment, don't you think?
Yes. Okay, good. Alright guys, before we find out what to do next, which we will do in the next episode, it's actually a good part to end it for today. And you know it, I, as usual, really thank you for watching. In fact, actually you have enjoyed this episode, and please give me a little thumbs up and subscribe. And hopefully I see you in the next episode. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay frosty. Bye.